Hi, I'm Outer, a 17-year-old game developer, and my idea is you decorate an environment by placing down different decorations. I want to make sure the idea is simple, that way I can complete it in the 48-hour time limit, so if I run into any complications, I won't have any trouble dealing with them. Ready with an idea, it's time to open up the assets in Godot, which is an issue because the assets were actually made for Unity and Unreal, so already I'm running into issues. How am I supposed to use assets that weren't even made for the game engine that I'm using? Luckily for me, there's open source projects that can convert Unity assets into a Godot usable form. It took a little bit to get that working, and after it finished, the shaders were broken. I haven't even started on the gameplay, and I'm already running into issues. This does not bode well. After about 3 hours of shader programming, the assets were finally working in the game. It's really hard to deal with issues like this right at the start, but after getting over it, it's a lot easier to work. But here's the thing, it's already the end of the first day, and I haven't even started on the gameplay. I'm in high school, and have got finals to study for, so I don't know if I'll be able to use all the 48 hours. So I gotta work extra hard. For the basic mechanics of just selecting random decorations and placing them down, which were surprisingly really easy, I already finished them in only a few hours. The game is kind of already done mechanically. Okay, so the idea might have been a bit too simple. So the game right now is only made of something called Intrinsic Motivation, which is where the player plays for the sake of playing. Think of creativity, like maybe Minecraft. But my game is lacking Extrinsic Motivation, which is like point rewards for actually playing the game. Another game called Islanders also does this by giving you coins when you place down buildings. This wasn't too difficult to implement either, and already made the game a lot more interesting. Now it seemed like smooth sailing for here. I mean, the gameplay's already in, it's time for polishing, but there were still some nasty bugs to deal with. One of them was after placing enough decorations, the lighting would just break. But it wasn't too difficult, I just had too many lights in this scene. Time for polishing. There's a few ways you can polish the game, sound effects, particle effects, but the main thing that's just an easy, free +10 polish is camera movement. Just by adding a little bit of camera movement that reacts to the mouse, it changes the game from feeling very static to really dynamic. But I also added sound effects like this hit sound effect and some particle effects that play when the decorations land. It's finally time to upgrade the visuals. One thing I found really effective was adding lights to the different decorations because it added a lot of color to the scene. A lot of people say Godot isn't really powerful graphically, but it has a lot of really cool features. I used the voxel GI to add some bounce lighting around the main areas, and it has a really cool environment node which has like volumetric lighting and a cool skybox. I've never actually made a 3D game in Godot, so having these tools really helped out. I am a little worried that the performance isn't the best, but it's running fine on my machine, so I hope that it's at least runnable for most people. After finishing the game, I wish I had spent more time on it. I only really got to use 24 hours out of the 48, so I guess it's good that I planned for that, but I still call it a success. It's pretty chill, which was the goal, and it's always fun to make a game in a week. But that's all the time I got. I'm Outer, and I'll see you in the next one.